All right, we're back here at Peterborough Speedway for the Autumn Colors Classic here with one of the SNS drivers. He's new, an SNS driver. Has just recently put our decal on the race car, but it's beautiful. Connor Ellis is here. Connor runs in the OSCAAR Hot Rod Series. Connor, let's learn a little bit about this race car. What type of race car are you driving out there?
Well, the chassis is a limited late model chassis from Barrie Speedway, and we now have a built motor, from a 350 built motor. We just picked it up one day because we blew up our crate and we had no other choice. So we kind of had to just throw some parts at it and hope it worked. And well, the body's a 68 Chevelle, and so
68 Chevelle, just what cameraman Al, he likes a 70 Chevelle, I believe is what it is, right? But how has it been this year driving the Hot Rod Series?
Well, it's definitely been a huge learning curve from the bone stocks, that's definitely for sure. It's a lot different than anything I've ever driven, and honestly, I'm loving it.
See, that's what you want to hear. You want to hear people that absolutely love the series that they're driving in. You've got a lot of great competitors. You're one of the younger drivers in this series. So how does it feel getting to race with legends like Bill Zardo?
Honestly, to be in the same conversation with him feels incredible to me. Just the thought of it makes no sense to me. I couldn't comprehend it at the beginning of this year, and I still can't at the end of it.
It's absolutely awesome that you're going to be able to run out here. You've had moments where you've led the points, you've won races, you've been up front in this car. I've got to ask about the 48. Is it a Jimmy Johnson throwback? Is that what we got here?
Well, ever since my second season, I've had the 48, and this year we went with the color scheme and everything because, well, he was my favorite driver for years on years. So.
Perfect. Well, Jimmy, this one's for you, so definitely we'll get a nice shot of that car. Connor Ellis, we'll look forward to seeing him more next year. All right, we're back here at the Autumn Colors Classic with one of our favorites, Racetime Radio's Joe Chisholm Jr., also, of course, spotter extraordinaire. I mean, I don't even know how many different guys you spot for, but how has this year been for you?
It's been really good. This is feature number 59 on the spotting side, so I've worked with, I believe, 11 different guys, might be 12, but get the chance to work with J.R. Fitzpatrick and close out the year with the 84. It's going to be fun.
Well, you got to be able to be with Andrew Ranger this year, work with guys like Caden Lapsevich on the team, had yourselves a win this year. A little bit of an odd year for Andrew, maybe just learning some new things, but overall, how has the experience been on the spotter stand? I mean, we've had some amazing weather this year. You really haven't had to suffer up there so much.
Yeah, there was one rain out this year. That was it. That was velocity. I was blown away by that. Out of all those features, out of all those miles on the road, one rain out, that was pretty wild. But Andrew Ranger and I have worked together for a long time now. We have a gas. We did not have the season that we wanted to have. I think that when you look at the other Paille team standing in victory lane and holding the championship trophy, we wanted to be there. The deal just came together so late. Yeah. The equipment, kind of let us down at a couple spots. It was a little bit of a bummer, but we have a really solid team heading into next year, and I think Andrew Ranger, I've never seen him so fired up. So it should be pretty interesting to see what we can put together for next year.
Well, also you got to remember that Racetime Radio is now gone to video platform. They're on YouTube Live every Sunday now. How cool is that experience to be there? And of course, getting to host with your dear old dad. I like that. That's kind of fun.
That is, absolutely. Yeah, no, we have a gas with Racetime Radio, and we've got some really neat things in the works heading into the off season, working into 2023, and he's fired up. He's been at it all summer, and working with lots of great people, and man, the industry is in such a cool place right now, isn't it? It's I've seen more cars at Autumn Colors, but I've seen less also, it's in such a great place. The quality of competition that's here, the quality of competition that we've seen at Flamborough Speedway, for the postseason and all the way throughout the year. Man, the industry is in a really cool place, and thanks for having me on. It's cool.
All right, Joe Chisholm Jr., make sure you guys tune into Racetime Radio each and every Sunday. It's on Sirius 167. Yes. Yes. There we go. And it's on YouTube, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get all that great content as well. Subscribe to SNS while you're there.
Absolutely.
let's take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey, come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, you know. Wow! Come on, and groove along. Come on. I said, babe. I said, babe. Oh, honey, come and groove along. You gotta feel it. Yeah, you gotta move along. Gotta feel it, feel it, feel it, feel. You gotta feel it, feel it, feel it, feel. You gotta feel it. On the roadway, you gotta move along. Baby, gotta move along. I said, baby, you gotta move along.
Hello, everybody, back at Autumn Colors Classic. Cam K with SNS driver Connor James and winner of the OSS finale in his return, thanks to Kevin Trevlin, our good buddy and the champion. How was that going back to OSS and really kind of kicking everybody's butt?
It was pretty cool. It was such a last-minute deal, and so Kevin let me keep the car for the week and do a bunch of work on it, and to be able to come out and have some fun and get a win, it was pretty cool.
Well, we'll talk about your kind of your 2022 season. It's been one of those weird ones, but you're here this weekend, and of course that luck followed you again yesterday. Let's talk about kind of at the beginning of the year to now, and maybe what we can look forward to for next year.
Yeah, you know, every year going into each year you have high hopes, and just this year we've had a black cloud over us all season. Had a couple decent runs after our wreck at Delaware, and we were able to come here, and unfortunately qualifying yesterday while heating up the tires we ended up breaking a dry flange, so we're gonna have to start from the rear, but it's a long race. We had to do the same thing last year. We got spun on lap 1 and had to come from the back, so looking to do one spot better this year after finishing second, and just got to be there at the end.
So who do you have to thank for this year, because you had some great partners that got you to the racetrack each and every week?
Yeah, definitely SSG Gloves and Airedale Carriers, North and Nine Collective, RPM Racewear, Hummerview Parts, Stratford Auto, and of course Taylor Holdaway and his dad Fred and their whole family and crew. You know, I wouldn't do this with anybody else, and I'm fortunate, so I'm hoping to be able to come back with them next year, and be cool to have some news soon. So.
Awesome. Well, Connor James, 2002 season wrap up. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
We're back here at Autumn Colors Classic with the 2022 APC Series champion, JR Fitzpatrick. JR, well, we could talk about your season, because it's been a pretty good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough to find one race to complain about, really. I mean, we had a contention to win 6 or 7 races out of the 9 there, and we won 4, so I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of for sure, and car's been running great every race we go to.
Yeah, you know what? What's really nice about this car is that it is probably one of the nicest looking paint schemes. I mean, really, you've got some really awesome partners that have been with you the entire racing season. Let's talk about who was able to help you out to win the 2022 championship.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the car doesn't look as pretty as it did earlier this year, but obviously Transaxle, heavy-duty truck and trailer parts, they've been with me since I owned a Superstock team in 2012, so I mean, they've been great. Meineke Car Care, my friend Dave Wood, H2Go Mobile Wash, a friend of mine from high school. They've been great. ATV Depot out of Sauble Beach, and then Cambridge Rigging Equipment Express, family business, and obviously all my team, because this doesn't take one man to run this car.
It's a really remarkable season considering how miserable last year went for you. Do you have such optimism heading into 2023 that this is going to repeat?
Well, it's always tough to repeat, right? Especially, we won 2 of these championships now in APC, which is tough to do, and it makes you realize, how tough it really is. So repeat would be pretty amazing, but it's definitely going to be tough, because guys are going to be doing their homework, and we got to try and get this thing better too.
Well, JR, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing JR Fitzpatrick once again in 2023. All right, we're back here at the Autumn Colors Classic with Billy Zardo. Billy, how did the race go for you today?
It was definitely a long race. We had to just sit and get comfortable. We don't have the type of brakes that these other guys have on our car. It's technically a limited late model. We just put the 604 into it to compete with the horsepower. All in all, we started 12th and finished, I think, 8th or 9th. So I'm happy with it. That's the most laps I've ever raced. My body's definitely feeling it, but I had a lot of fun. The crew worked their tails off for me, and I went out there and went to war for them.
It's awesome that this event really is put on every year because you get to showcase so many different types of motorsport classes. Obviously, the late models that you're in, you get to be here and see your brother and your grandfather race. I mean, that's got to be cool.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of my grandfather, the 80-year-old still got it. He's really showing us up actually this year. But just in total, I didn't get to race much this year because I've been helping him, and I wouldn't have rather do anything else this year but help him get to victory lane, right?
Yeah, it's definitely been really cool. Let's talk about that because, Billy, you've been able to see. We were saying this the other day. I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to go Dynaco Blue on that 46, but I'm sure it's got to be in the plan, right?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see it. We tried to sway away from our traditional Zardo colors a couple years ago, and we're kind of superstitious, so we ended up going right back to the Zardo green and yellow. But who knows what the future holds, right?
So if you're looking for next year, Billy, who are you going to thank for this season for helping you out get to the racetrack?
First and foremost, I got to say thank you to MC Mechanical and KRM Medwald. Without those guys, we couldn't do what we do. Same as Shelby Roofing and Ryan's Landscaping. Gord's Basement Waterproofing, DJD's, and the list goes on and on. Of course, my whole crew for working their tails off for me throughout the week, every weekend. Couldn't do it without all those guys, right?
One thing that we definitely want to say is thank you, Billy Zardo, for being the latest on the SNS driver roster.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on board, and I look forward to next year being with you guys full time.
Sounds great.
Perfect.